Incontinence is a big issue. There are over 6 million people in the UK alone who've got an incontinency problem. However, saying that, one should always do a careful assessment first before applying any appliance or product, because you need to establish if you can cure the situation rather than just mop it up. But in this session, I'm going to talk to you about how you appropriately put a product on and what are the signs and the problems to look for when doing so. So I will start with the first product, which is a small product that most of the women will probably recognise the shape to. They all have the same type of makeup. Some differ slightly, which I'll explain as we go along. So the top sheet is made of a very sort of porous, very soft fabric, which allows fluid to go through. And this is why wearing sanitary towels, which are designed to take blood, if you use those to actually mop up urine, you'll find that they leak because it won't absorb correctly. So these products will have a nice top sheet that is quite soft, and this will allow the fluid quite easily to drain and disperse. The other thing that they have got is a waterproof backing. However, some products will have a softer waterproof backing than the plain PVC plastic. These products, because of this porous top sheet, will require you not to use a lot of talcum powder or cream. The heavy Sudocrem and talc that people tend to use will clog up these pores and prevent any product working correctly. So no talc, no creams from the waist down, please. They also have, this smaller one has, a 3-piece sticky that will actually stick to anybody's underwear and lingerie so that it'll stay firm and in place. We have a similar product because men do not like to wear sanitary looking towels. So there's a similar products available where the penis will actually sit in here and again will actually attach to their underwear. Now, this underwear must be quite firm fitting, because if you've got very loose boxer shorts that some of the old gentlemen wear, the pad will be dangling down below. The same with the ladies if they're going to wear the sort of short type underwear or quite loose underwear, it will be not held close to the area that it's going to try and protect, and it will be swinging about so it won't catch the urine. So again, it's important to keep it firm and in place. There is another type product, which is a shaped product. Again, it's designed with this very nice soft top layer with the porous so that it can absorb the urine quite easily. It is, you can see that it's going to absorb it in these areas which are well marked. It has elasticated sides because what you don't want is the urine to drain through there. It will go on front to back, okay, so you'll get the most absorbency here. And again, these shaped products go up in absorbency, and they're actually put on using firm underwear again. However, most places will actually supply flexi stretch or whatever knickers, elasticated knickers to hold these in place, because if this gets too full and gets quite heavy, then it's going to drop down. So in other words, you're trying to pee around your knees because you're trying to aim. So you need something to hold this in place nice and tightly, because this is for more of an absorbency. So you're getting medium to high absorbency, like your urgency problems. Whereas this is more like the stress incontinence, the small amounts that are going to drain. Now these knickers as well are usually put on by people just pulling them on, and they get caught up with rings and nails. They get as a look like a piece of string if they're not the right size. So again, we're looking at a sizing system. So there are enough products around to actually size to your largest patient. But when you put these products on, you actually pull them on so that you turn them inside out. So as you pull them onto your legs, you're turning them down so that when they're actually down that way, you can just flick them over and it's easier than trying to drag them on. So put those on first and then put your product through, which I'll show you on this model that I've got here. What I'm just going to demonstrate briefly is how to put these products on. These are the shaped products. Now, first of all, remember I said about actually putting the knickers on. So when you put the knickers on, turn them back, you pull them up and then turn them back down onto the legs, making sure that the seam is on the outside, so that the bit that you normally have hidden is actually on the outside. Okay, and that prevents any rubbing and digging in. You're then going to actually cup the product. So you're going to cup this product so that it's nice and folded, so that when I pull it on, it stays cupped and it's easier to apply. So you just briefly slide that through these legs, which don't part on a dummy. So I'm going to have to, that's it. So we pull them through there so that this piece will open out quite nicely and the piece at the back will open out quite nicely. We then just have to pull up slightly these products and then the knickers will firmly fit, so that you've got a tight fit with a cupped area here, and the products will stay in place for this patient or client until they need to be taken off. So again, it's much easier to do if you fold them first and then just pull it up at the back. Now you're all going to be looking at this and saying, but that's not a real patient. No, it isn't. But if you've sized your patient correctly in the beginning, you'll start off with the correct knickers. If the patient's a bit wobbly, get a colleague to help, because actually it'll save you time, it'll stop the patient falling. You can put them on in the bed or standing up in the toilet area, but get your sizing right and then you won't be struggling with the patient if they're larger than you are. We then need to look at those patients that have got quite a heavy incontinency problem and maybe some fecal problems as well. Now there's nothing designed that takes fecal leakage because it's too much of a solid matter. So you've got to start to look at an all-in-one sort of product which is actually designed to contain the whole amount that's leaking out, whether it's fecal matter or it's urine. And the problem with these is that most people say, oh, this one doesn't absorb enough. It's because it's not put on correctly. So again, it's important, and I'll show you with this model that's got one on, is to actually put the product on correctly. So the first thing you must do is actually fold your product. Okay? Because what happens is most people put them on and pull them up like that. Any product will not absorb urine if it's pulled up like that, because urine is expelled at quite a rate. So when it hits that, hits the sides, it'll run down their legs. Therefore, it doesn't work. So it's important that products are actually put on in a cupped position and actually slid between the legs before they're actually opened out to fit onto the patient. So it goes through as we're speaking this way. One of the areas that it leaks is usually in the groin area here. And that's because these products are not babies' nappies. They're adult products designed specifically for an adult person. Therefore, they are shaped accordingly. So these sticky tapes that are on here can be used and reused if necessary for you to use again and again. But when the product is put on in the folded position, you then can actually attach this around so you get the waist comfortable. It's got an elasticated piece at the back, which enables it to actually fit into the arch of a patient's back. You then, and this is the bit people tend to forget, they tend to put the strap down this way, straight across. If they've got skinny little legs and a big tummy, you put the tummy to fit and then pull this up so that it's tight around the legs. If you've got to cross it over, it doesn't matter. It's how tight you get this bit so it fits firmly. They have built into these sort of products an actual cuffing mechanism to stop fluid draining out, and a nice elasticated leg area, which is the waterproof bit, so that if feces hits this, it won't leak out, but also it prevents the urine coming out as well. So these products need to be carefully put on and well attached side and top. They also have a strip that you can almost see at the moment, but when when urine hits it, it will change colour. And this will identify, so that if you're caring for somebody, you don't have to take it off if it's dry and they haven't been to the toilet. You'll know when there's urine hitting that, so you can change it accordingly. If there's a small amount of urine, then you can put the product back on. It does not cause a problem with the skin. There's a lot of misconception about putting a product on if it's slightly got urine in it. This area is designed so the fluid doesn't come back onto the patient. But you need clean urine, and so it mustn't be infected, so you've treated your patient first. And then what you need to do is ensure that that patient actually gets changed the next time, because otherwise, as they're walking about particularly, it can break that fluid, that wadding up, and can cause problems. There's then another type of product which is similar to this, which I find very useful as a clinician because I can get them on the patient a lot easier. And with this product, I'm going to actually fit it so that you're aware of the sizing issues on a live dummy, shall I speak, just to show you how easy it is to put on. So first of all, ensure that you've got the right waist size, and you'll actually put the product on round the patient's waist, and that will actually attach nice and smooth so it fits nice firmly, and there's some ruching at the back. You then need to get hold of this product and pull it down between the patient's legs so that it's nice and firm at the back, and also up, and then it'll attach to the Velcro bits at the front. So you can see it's all held nicely in place and is firm, and it fits quite easily, so that should you need to toilet the patient, you can just actually take that off, allow the front piece to drop, toilet your patient, and then actually reapply it, and it's all done quite easily. And that's quite a dignified way to toilet somebody. The stretch pants have given a lot of people clinicians a bit of a headache because they've been misused. They're very, very good for dementia patients, patients that are maybe disabled and don't actually fit these products correctly. However, the ones that are here are designed very well. They've got some ruching here which helps keep it tight within the groin area, ruching round the sides. It fits very nicely because it tugs on quite firmly, and also it's easy to put on, just like an ordinary pair of knickers. However, you know, with them not absorbing that much, people believe that they work better than these products. but they don't actually, because they don't, the thing is with these, they stay comfortable and in one position, and that's why they don't leak. A lot of people have complained to me over the years of me putting products on and off that they're allergic to a product. You don't get allergies to products these days. You might get some soreness, and that's because if urine leaks into the crotch area, when urine hits the oxygen in the air, that's when people get the soreness in their groins, a bit like nappy rash with children. It's the same thing. It's not an allergy, it's incorrect applying of product that's to blame. And that's why these ones with the special sides to them should keep it all cupped in. But if you're not pulling these tight enough, then you're going to get some soreness occurring. So in the 30 years of putting products on, I've had one very, very special needs child who actually required a different type of product because they were allergic. But that is very rare in 30 years of putting, I don't want to tell you how many products.